Hey, I'm experimenting with new video editing software. Enjoy.
Right. I wrote this like crazy essay, and it was about the cure for cancer, based on what Jonathan Adampants has to say about how cancer, the atom is conscious, and a cancerous cell is a cancerous consciousness. And a cancerous consciousness is, if you think about what cancer does, it grows too big for its own good. It doesn't realize that it's part of your body, and it only takes care of itself, and it converts other cells to only take care of itself until it becomes a tumor, right? It's very interesting how it does this consciously because you have to see yourself as I to function. I have to say, I am Max and move my hand, right? But then there's other consciousness in me that I am a human, and that's why I'm talking to you, right? I'm a white blood cell who's been activated, baby. I was dormant and now I'm not. And I studied the sickness and I know how to kill it and I'm coming for all of it, okay? I'm a cell. You're a cell. We're cells of God. And if you don't like that, too bad. Okay? But think about it on the inside, is what I meant to say. On the inside, if the atom is the individual, but think of it as the atom, but think of it as consciousness because consciousness does not emerge. There's no proof of consciousness emerging in multicellular organisms. There's no proof of this. There's no moment where the light goes on. Okay? The light is always on. The light is always on. So the atom is conscious. The atom says, I, the atom. But then it also looks around and says, it uses some of its consciousness to say, we, the molecule or whatever. And then the molecules, they know how to move themselves, but they also recognize, hey, it's like us, the tissue. And then the tissues are like, hey, I'm the tissue, but I'm also part of this organ, right? And the organ is like, I, the organ, but it's comprised of a bunch of tissues that are convinced they're individuals, which are comprised of atoms which are convinced. So you are convinced you're an individual. And the moment that you stop the part of your brain that is devoted to the species, you become cancerous. Do you understand that? So if you don't treat others how you want to be treated, i.e., do what Jesus would do, you are cancer in the flesh, bro. No different than that stupid cell that won't recognize that it is part of a loving system. The cell that's afraid, the cell that gets hit by sunlight and says, why are you guys letting this happen to me? And then he fucking freaks out and everyone freaks out. And then you lose the connection to the whole. You say, how could my system let me out in the sun this long? That's what cancer is. It's blaming other people. It's taking from other people. It's protecting yourself. It's immortality. If you want to be immortal, yeah, you can ask yourself a 1 fucking second question. Are you cancerous consciousness or are you Christ consciousness? Is the answer to this question. Do you want to live forever? If the answer is yes, you're cancer. If the answer is no, you're not. It's that simple because you have to die. Your cells have to die. For me to live, my cell has to voluntarily die. He has to say, it's time to go for the system to work and teach his baby cells or whatever. I don't know how that works, but that's how we work. But you gotta go. You gotta go. And if you want to stick around, you're cancer. You really, really are. If you're looking for ways to upload your consciousness into some shit, you are cancer. You just are. Because there's nothing wrong with dying. There's nothing wrong with passing on your genes to the best of your ability, finding the best mate you can, providing for them, giving them the best life they can, and turning out the light. I mean, that's life. And that's, if your cells don't do that, you have cancer. Okay? Because your cells need to go through a life cycle and die. And if they refuse, if they get hit by sun and they decide to become more powerful than they should be and they take energy from other people and they save money or, whatever, that was a bad example, save money, but you get me. You love money. Um, okay, let me get technical. it becomes an oncogene, and cancer wants to live forever, and so it kills the body. That's what's so ironic, right? So the cancer cells, they grow and they grow and they grow. The tumor, the tumor, right? And now it's scaling up instead of like the other healthy way. It's like getting bigger and bigger in like the wrong direction. I don't know how to explain that, but the tumor. The tumor. Oh, so it gets as big as it fucking can, right? Like you've seen cats with like just tumors that are like bigger than them. It's insane. But that's like the fucking all of its consciousness being hijacked by this other consciousness, and it's the cancer consciousness saying take whatever you can, and it takes, and it gets bigger and bigger, and it's like, see, we're getting bigger, let's keep taking, and then eventually there's nothing to take from, and you fucking die, like the whole body dies. So like you're killing God every single time you say a mean word to another person. You're giving God cancer. Okay? And if you don't want to think about God, you're giving whatever you are one scale up, like tissues to molecules, you're giving that cancer. And that's what people don't get. That's why people say mean things to each other. That's why people say, I hate you. That's why people say, you make me sick, instead of I love you, brother. Thank you very much. And I think people are good. I think people hold the doors open for people and stuff, but like some of this had to be said.